Maglan Capital President and ProChain Capital President David Tawil joins me now to talk more about that. Also joining the conversation all morning long this morning is the New York Post editorial board member Kelly Jane Torrance and Strategic Wealth Partners President and CEO Mark Tepper. Great to see everybody this morning. Thank you so much for being here. David, let me kick things off with you on inflation. I know you are expecting oil prices to go much higher. Your thoughts on what you're hearing with regard to inflation being temporary?
Yeah, I absolutely disagree. If you listen to earnings calls by all sorts of manufacturers, large public manufacturers, Fastenal, McCormick, cross industries, they do not see this as temporary. I'm sorry. I think government is hoping for it. Policymakers are hoping for it. Central banks are hoping for it, but I don't see it. I think it's here to stay.
So we're looking at oil prices at $71.12 a barrel, up better than 1%. Futures are higher this morning. But, of course, we've got that inflation scare. What are the implications of this, David? You say it's not temporary. How does this play out?
Well, let's just talk about oil for a second, frankly, which I think is, somewhat on a boost beyond inflation because of the supply-demand imbalance that's going to be there for the short and medium term. Frankly, I don't think the Delta variant is going to slow things down in terms of certainly in the Western world and in developed economies. We will continue to see opening of economies, opening of business, travel, and so forth, productivity rising. And so therefore, there's going to be a strong demand. With respect to oil supply, the rush for the exit doors is getting really serious. BHP Billiton announced that they're out of the oil business. They're selling their assets. Shell has been court-ordered to cut their emissions. They're appealing that order, but at the same time, there is a strong and loud rumor that they want to get out of the Permian Basin. The majors are running away from carbon emissions for a number of reasons. And we're going to have, within the next couple of years, I think 3 years to 5 years, we're going to have a serious oil crisis in this world.
So what does that mean for economic growth?
Oh, I think economic growth is going to have to slow down at a point. I mean, let's just start with, John Doe, who's on Main Street, who wants to buy a home. Frankly, wage inflation is certainly not keeping pace with the inflation for big-ticket items. I mean, we all see home prices skyrocketing. There being a dearth of supply. Automobiles don't exist in terms of availability. Yes, there are supply chain issues, but frankly, when people are paying higher prices for used cars than their original sticker price and they're not collectibles, we are in a serious inflationary environment, and I don't care how high the minimum wage goes within reason. Frankly, John Doe is not going to be able to go ahead and keep up with rising prices. And so therefore, I do think that we're going to hit a wall and not very far into the future.
Does hitting that wall trigger a stock market sell-off?
I don't think so, because I think folks on Wall Street, at least right now, think this is all temporary. And the system will work itself through, and we will get beyond this. However, in the quarter that finally comes, where the wall is definite, there will be a sell-off.
Okay. We want to look at crypto as well, because if stocks sell off at the end of the year, I've got to believe crypto sells off. But look at where we are here. We're off of earlier highs, but nonetheless right near 32,000 on Bitcoin after Elon Musk said that Tesla will likely accept Bitcoin as a form of payment again for Tesla vehicles. Musk says that the three meaningful assets he owns beside his companies are Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Ethereum. David, your thoughts on crypto right now?
So I hope that crypto continues to diverge in terms of its storyline from the rest of the economy, because it should, right? Elon Musk made these statements yesterday in a conversation that he had with Jack Dorsey, who notably is of Square and Twitter, and Kathy Wood, who anybody in the investment management business today knows very well. And effectively, it boiled down to a love fest. Elon is the most skeptical, or at least going into the conversation, he was the most skeptical, it seemed, by his activity, certainly pulling Bitcoin from being accepted at Tesla. He obviously made a fair amount of an about face yesterday, which makes a lot of sense. But frankly, the real story, beyond the sound bites from yesterday's conversation, is that development in the space is continuing unfettered. It is the way of the future. Anybody like Elon Musk who's involved in space exploration understands, I think, the revolutionary activity that is happening in digitization of assets across the board. And so I expect that there will continue to be positive headlines on cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin. However, last point, Maria, however, regulatory framework is really necessary. And right now, we're not getting that from our legislators nor from our regulators yet.
Yeah. Well, I think this requires a broader conversation, David. I want you to come back so that we can zero in on digital assets and how the world is evolving here, because obviously digital assets are the future, and we want to find out how to navigate that. So, David, we'll pick up this conversation soon. We so appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Maria.
David Tawil, who continues to expect oil at $100 a barrel at some point, correct?
That is right, Maria. Soon rather than later.
That is right. Wow. All right, David, thank you.